Fawn, thank you. Well, happening across the Carolinas this week is National Red Ribbon Week. You probably are a parent of a child who's been dressing up and doing some fun things this week, highlighting the importance of living a drug-free life. It presents an opportunity for parents, educators, and everyone in the community to reinforce the drug-free messages they share with their children throughout the year.
During Red Ribbon Week, youth and adults around the nation pledge to increase their knowledge by learning more about the destructive effects of drug abuse. Joining us today to talk about this, Camden Elementary Principal Mattia Goodwin, also Camden Elementary School Counselor Allison McKittrick, and Lugoff-Elgin Middle School Principal Jean Cameron and Lugoff-Elgin Middle School Counselor Benita Hunter. Thank you so much each for joining us. You do critical work in the community. And such a great effort to get the word out to young people. And I guess the message here would probably be, it doesn't matter necessarily how young they are, it's important to start early to raise awareness about drug abuse.
Yes, that's exactly right. We want to start early on teaching them those safety skills. We want to start teaching them healthy habits at an early age, and we want them to celebrate the fact that they can be drug-free, and that's a good thing to be drug-free.
Empowering them to a brighter future.
Yes, right. That's so important. And I was thinking, like, elementary students, I know that my little one is participating in Red Ribbon Week. She's 5, and I'm like, you're starting conversations this early about not using drugs. Now you are in the classrooms, you are in the offices with these children, listening to some of what they go through at home and just throughout their lives. Why is it so important? Just paint that picture for us and give us context as why is it so important to start having those specific conversations when you think about elementary age students?
Well, I think for us in our area, it's so important because things can happen so quickly, even with them finding something on the side of the road. Our school resource officer, Officer Chico, went in and talked to them about the importance of just Halloween safety, not picking up anything that doesn't belong to you. And that awareness is just really important even when they're young. They have older siblings, they have parents, unfortunately, that partake in
and safety in the home when it comes to just medications at home and things at home that can be harmful. Right. Helping them develop those habits.
Yeah, the theme this year, be kind to your mind. When you talk about, you know, so many times you might talk about some of the underlying issues that will lead people to eventually experiment with drugs. How important is it for all of us to work together to make sure that our kids are in a healthy space when it comes to their mental health?
It's critical that students understand the dangers of drugs and how they can affect their physical and mental health, as well as their involvement in extracurricular activities and their relationships with their peers and loved ones. So we try to empower our students with information so that they can make healthy choices.
It's so important. When I think about middle school age students, I immediately think about social media and platforms like TikTok and Instagram, where they probably are gaining access to so many things and seeing people do so much things. So when you think about having those conversations on a middle school level, what are some of the ways that you are reaching out and making sure you're meeting them where they are?
Well, safety is always first. We want to make sure that they are aware of the dangers of drugs, and vaping is one of those things that's at the forefront of what we do now. And we want them to know that we're here for them, to help them to learn about these dangers in their lives that are present. We're also here to provide them with resources that are available not just in our schools but our communities as well. The Alpha Center in Camden is one of our great resources that we use. Alpha stands for All Life's Problems Have Answers, and they do a number of things coming into our schools to work with our kids on vape education, tobacco awareness, and drug education programs. They've been in our schools this week with kids signing off that they're pledging to be drug-free.
That's good.
Amazing. Yeah, the Alpha Center does some incredible work. Mara Jones, the director over there, is just an incredible person, and they help, you know, so many different families kind of get their bearings when it comes to this. We did a story earlier in the year about some of the overdoses in Kershaw County. You know, it is a big problem, and you know, those things can kind of filter in. It's not just an adult problem. I think, you know, you mentioned kids oftentimes are growing up in these environments What can you do to kind of protect kids who might be going through some of that? Is it just to speak up, to say something? Is that really where it comes in?
Right, and one thing that we also are able to do in our district, we have the DARE program, and so we have a police officer, Officer Karen, who is phenomenal, and she comes in and works with our 5th grade students, and she teaches them to speak up, how to use your voice, how to tell when something isn't right, how to, get help. Who do you go to for help? We go to our guidance counselor for help.
And she encourages that communication not only with the classroom teacher, but with other individuals in the schools that the children know they can come to.
Yeah.
I was wondering if the DARE program was still around. I'm happy to hear that. When I was in school, you may remember this, it was I'd rather eat bugs than do drugs.
Yes.
That was the slogan then.
Yeah.
How can parents help you guys? I know that you're with the students a limited amount of time, and I know you probably wish that you can help them past school hours, but at some point the community and parents have to step in as well. What would be your message to viewers outside of the education system helping these students?
We encourage our parents to communicate with us at all times. If they have any concerns, we encourage them to reach out to us, and we do the same. So, and we also have resources that we can refer families to.
It's really good.
Yeah, it really takes all of us to combat this, and it's a problem that, in some ways is not going away. So whatever we can do to help kids and families in our communities, and for all the work you do, thank you so much.
Thank
you.
We appreciate you coming on the show, and I know that the little ones and the big kids are going to just be thinking that you're superstars tomorrow, because you are, for everything that you do. Thank you so much. This full interview will be on WISTV.com. Make sure you share with family and friends. We're going to take a quick break. Much more your news at 4:30 after this.